Hey everybody, good to see you. Happy Monday. This is the IndoctriNATION. My name is David Snedeker, and there are about 1,000 of you in the theater right now. So thank you for averting the now disqualified, terminated channel on YouTube, as we have been once again subject to censorship. You know, I was working this weekend on last night, actually on other platforms and figuring out, how to navigate these censorship waters. And I was on the phone with Christy Nance Taylor, and I said to her, "Remind me what country we're in." And when you have to ask somebody to remind you what country you're in, even if only semi-jokingly, there's a problem in that country. And what I think the difference between me and so many others out there is that I don't quit, and I just don't quit. And one of the probably one of my strongest characteristics when I played high-level basketball, which I didn't always play high-level basketball. I was once the last pick on the court, and had to fight my way to play on being the only white guy in a YMCA gymnasium when I was after my freshman year of high school. And so, because guys, you want to stay on the court, right? And if there's a lot of guys there, if you lose a game, you might have to sit out 2 or 3 games, and that's not why you're there. You're not there to sit out games. So there are guys that want to, field the best 5 players they can. And I was not always one of the best 5 players, but I also knew my rights that if I was there, that they had to pick me. And so, when we are constantly censored, I think the biggest difference between me and many others is that that I always look for opportunity in the chaos, opportunity in the negativity, right? Like if we're down 10 points, I'm trying to figure out how we can win the game. And when we're down and we're getting knocked out on censorship, I'm figuring out how we're going to win the game, how we're going to get back on top, and we're going to do that. And please share this out. Please, we really need to get the word out about the fact that we're one of the ones being censored, which means that this is one of the places that we want to be for information, because otherwise we wouldn't be shut down. Literally, YouTube took my account, which has hundreds of videos, thousands of hours of my effort, Todd's effort, Cindy's effort on YouTube, and all the mods, all the beautiful chats, all the beautiful comments, all the connection, and they deleted it all, as if the last 2 years of my life, never happened. And to me, that is a very, very frustrating thing. And we never want to have ourselves be dependent on anybody else. And that's why, we've got backup. Eric had backed up quite a bit on Facebook and YouTube, and I back up on Restream. So we have the episodes, but the fact of the matter is that they came into my little home there on YouTube that I was renting, and they basically, which benefits them to get those kind of numbers and those kind of viewerships. It benefits them to have people like me on there. And they just deleted. They just basically took all my furniture and threw it out on the front lawn. The only difference is, if somebody throws your furniture out on the front lawn, you can still go get it and take it to some other place. But they threw out everything, and so how do we get that? How do we retrieve that, right? So yeah, Kara, they violated me, and so and this is America. This is the United States of America. This is the last bastion of freedom. Make no mistake about it, folks, that this is the last opportunity humanity has to overcome the cabal. Because everywhere else on the planet, guns are controlled. The citizenry is outgunned by the police, by the military, and we outgun the world when it comes to military, when it comes to weapons in general. The United States. That means that we are humanity's last hope. This broadcast is one of many that are out there that are speaking to humanity's last hope. Make no mistake, this isn't a game. This isn't about, how many viewers can I get? I once watched one of those videos where you got to capture your audience in the first 7 seconds. And I was with a friend of mine, Chase, and I said, well, I won't be doing that, because I have no interest in trying to capture an audience, to try to manipulate an audience, to try to, let me put some bells and whistles here and there to try to attract you in and then get, no. This is me. I'm not pretending to be anybody else. I'm not about to pretend to be anybody else. I've done that in the past. I've acted in movies and commercials, but I'm not coming to you as some character. I'm coming to you as David Snedeker, and I'm putting my name out there like John Hancock, and I'm putting myself out there, and so take it or leave it. If it doesn't work for you, thanks for stopping by. But no one's keeping you here, and I'm not going to have a bunch of stupid shit that's going to try to keep you. No, I got truth. If you want truth, if you want to navigate these waters, this is the place. If you want community with other like-minded people that are beautiful humans, this is the place. If you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to connect, this is the place. If you want to be manipulated by scripts and by editing, quick editing and all that, not the place for you. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But this is not what this is about. This is humanity's last stand, folks. And this is as serious as that sounds. Because without the United States of America, without you and I stepping up and fighting this tyranny, fighting this bullshit censorship. Let me explain something to you about YouTube. You're going to prison. The board of YouTube, okay? You are either going to prison or you will not be able to walk down the street and grab a cup of coffee without public humiliation. Your children will know about you and what you've done. Your grandchildren will know about you and what you've done. And your parents are rolling over in their graves because you have sold out your fellow man. You have sold out humanity. You don't give a shit about anybody that comes on and gives you money by watching your stupid YouTube. You don't give a shit about any of us. It's about money for you. It's about grabbing information for you. You got funded by the CIA alphabet company and you're going down. You're going down. And it's not even going to be like a free market, that these other companies are popping up, brand new Tube and Rumble and all these, and Rumble is censoring. So fuck you, Rumble, and all you people that are censoring, because we are humanity and we are communicating with each other, and we will continue to communicate with each other long after you are behind bars or have shamed yourselves into the annals of history as the pieces of shit that you are. This is not a threat. This is how things are going to happen. Because you can't keep the truth from the ears of my fellow human beings. And to mask it, and to couch it, that you actually give a shit about people, that you actually want to keep people safe. No, you don't. You want people lining up for the trains. You want people to conform, because that was what you were funded by the CIA alphabet company, Eric Schmidt, to do. And where it was once kind of cool, like, oh, you work for YouTube, or oh, you work for Google, you work for Twitter. Oh man, that must be cool. What's that like? No, not anymore. Now it's like, oh, you work for YouTube? Fuck you. I lost awesome channels. I used to watch And We Know on YouTube. I used to watch X22 on YouTube. I used to watch High Impact Flicks on YouTube. I used to watch this and this and this and this. And you know what? You demonetized them. These people that are putting out good content that should be getting paid more than the scum in Hollywood, and you demonetize those people. You're pathetic. And your efforts are pathetic. And you will not last, and you will not stand. And you will fall, and you will fall hard. And you will rue the day that you ever knocked my channel off, and you will rue the day that you ever knocked off anybody that has something of value to communicate to their fellow human being. I don't need YouTube. I don't need you. I don't need Facebook. People are going to find me. They're going to find me. The people that need to find me will find me. And every time we get knocked off, we grow. So keep it coming, baby. Keep knocking me down and see what I'm made of. Because I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to keep popping up, and I'm a whack-a-mole. But I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass, because this is a movement that's happening. And the movement will not be squelched by the likes of you pathetic, globalist, Illuminati, cabal, scumbag losers. No. No. You can have all the money in the world, but guess what? That's going bye-bye. 1221. That's going bye-bye. Why? Because not only are you involved in human trafficking, you scumbags, but you're also involved in the cover-up. The cover-up of people that, like me, that are trying to expose you. You're involved in the cover-up. So there you go, assholes. You're involved in the cover-up of crimes against humanity. You don't think that's going to land you in prison? You don't think violating somebody's rights of making money is going to not land you in prison? Have you lost your mind? Do you really think that you're in charge? Do you really think that you're going to be here a year from now? You're not. I am. You're not. You're not. You know who else isn't? All the mainstream scum. All the late night talk show hosts and the daytime talk show hosts and the news jackasses that are lying to us. They're going to be gone. Guess who's going to be here? Me, this guy. Who's got two thumbs is going to be here a year from now? This guy. Not you. You guys are going to be a stain on history. You're going to be a stain on history that we will quickly wash out and move on. You are but a speed bump. I envision, and I'd like you to do this with me, I envision YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I want you to imagine driving through the desert, and up ahead you see an exit, and all you see is like an abandoned gas station, rusted out, but there's a couple signs. There's like another building close by, and it's got a Twitter blue bird that is dangling in the wind and rusted out. And there's a YouTube that has this cool little tube with you, and it's red, and the red is faded, and it's rusted, and it's lying in the dirt. And Facebook has got that little logo, that Illuminati, that cabal, two-ball cane logo, and that is overgrown with weeds and is rusted out. That is the future of those organizations. And what we will have on record is who worked for those organizations. Now, this isn't like, oh, we're going to come after the Trumpers. This isn't going to be like, oh, we're going to go get them and we're going to... No. This is on record. We will know who tried to silence humanity for the benefit of the child rapists, murderers. That's what this boils down to. And you were either on the side of exposing these sons of bitches, or you were on the side of trying to cover up for these sons of bitches. There is no in between. There is no excuse, oh, I needed to pay my rent. Oh, I had this car payment, or I had to... No. You were either a part of the problem or you are a part of the solution. And everybody on this broadcast right now is a part of the solution, unless it's one of you scumbags that's watching this and trying to delete my account. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. Because I'm going to see you in trial. I'm going to see you in court because I'm going to sue the shit out of you people for violating my First Amendment right, my right to make a living, okay? My right to have viewerships, my right to be heard, okay? Oh, it's it's a private platform. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's not. You didn't get funded privately. You got funded with our money. And when that comes out, that the CIA funded the Alphabet Company, then that whole like, oh, this is a private company bullshit washes away. And now you're responsible for silencing humanity through the CIA. You are nothing more than Operation Mockingbird on steroids. And you're going away. And good riddance, because we're moving on. You think you are going to control the voice of humanity because you have some technical ability? You are panicking. You are panicking. You have to get rid of me. You have to get rid of accounts like me because we're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're panicking because you're a bunch of fucking losers. And you know it. You know it. You know it. And that's the hardest bit of all. That's the hardest pill to swallow. But guess what? You got to swallow it. Because humanity is rising up. Not just the United States citizens, okay? But people from around the world. Where we go one, we go all. We are united. And this is going down. And you think this is going to last? No. No. You're going down. You're going down. And I'm a part of it. And I'm excited to be a part of it. And I'm proud to be a part of it. Because when many years from now, when we're sitting around talking about what did you do during the Great Awakening, what did you do when humanity rose up against the cabal and exposed them for their crimes against humanity, I'm going to be proud to say that I sat here with thousands of you and we devastated the deep state. Devastated the deep state. Why? Because there is power in numbers. And every soul on this broadcast right now is so powerful that you have to try to attempt at keeping truth from their ears. That's how powerful we are, that you have to keep real information from humanity. You can't do it. You can't do it. You try. It's temporary. And all it does is expose those who are not with humanity and exposes those who have sold their soul for $1. When this is all said and done, cheers, everybody. Listen, I'm not a tough guy. I'll kick your ass. Like if we're mano a mano, I will beat your ass. But I'm not a tough guy. I don't threaten people. Okay? I don't start fights, I finish them. And I've been in more than I can count physically. When you play basketball, when you go into the inner city of Chicago, Springfield, DC, New York, Boston, and you try to find pickup games, LA, Venice Beach, and you try to find pickup games, okay, that has a tendency to lead to conflict. So I can't even tell you the number of fights that I've been in, didn't start, but finished. So it's not like I'm a tough guy and I'm threatening all these guys. You could squash me like a bug technologically, but I will beat your ass. But because here's the problem. There's a bunch of soy boys behind a keyboard right now making these decisions. A bunch of losers. A bunch of people that never manned up and refused to man up, and they're selling humanity out so that they could have a Tesla. Or that they could have the newest iPhone. Or so that they can have a nicer apartment. Because for them, it's about lack. And we live in a society of lack, not abundance. So they got to grab what's theirs. They got to do whatever they do. And they're willing to sell out humanity in order to get it. And that's what the problem is with our society right now, is that there are people going to work every day at piece of shit companies like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and they're silencing you and me. And they're justifying it. There is no justification in silencing the voice of another. None. None. There is no justification in silencing the voice of a fellow human being. And yet, We have gotten conditioned into accepting it as a benefit to humanity to keep us safe. There has never been a bigger lie than silencing the voice of humanity to keep us safe. Guess what? Don't keep me safe. I don't need a nanny. Nobody here needs a nanny. So fuck off. So tonight we're going to break some records. Share this out, please, and let's get. We're up over 2,000 already. People, way to find us. Thanks for coming to the YouTube, Dave Sned. Let's please migrate over to D Live and Twitch, or at least be ready to do that. I'll also be doing some other stuff on brand new Tube, Rumble, and BitChute, but that can't go live, so that'll go out as not live. But we're going to expand into those areas, and we're going to expand our audience, guys. We're going to double our audience here in the next week. So I have no concern about YouTube. So even if they canceled Dave Sned tomorrow, which, you know, if they were smart, they would, because I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to destroy YouTube. I'm going to destroy Facebook. I'm going to destroy Twitter. These corporations that think that they're going to silence humanity, I will destroy you with my voice. And that's why you have to shut me up, because you're a bunch of fucking cowards. And you know that if enough people are speaking about you like I'm speaking about you, then you will fail miserably. Miserably. So, that is that. And by the way, how we doing, everybody? We're going to get into some stuff tonight here. I'm a little fired up, but good to see you all. Thanks for showing up. April, I'm forever grateful for my Sneds family. We're grateful for you. Thank you. Yep, cowards. Cowards, guys. Let's see. Pat, trying to tell me something. Hey, Elise, I got you. You got my back. I got yours. Awesome. Awesome. You guys are flying by. Let me get down to the thing. Let me see. Pat says, Dave, I know. Pat, what do you know? And can you get me what you need to tell me? Let's see. I'm going to stay positive. Hey, guys, you know, listen, when I have some ass to kick, I'm not going to be like cutting jokes. I'm going to kick some ass, okay? So trust me. There's a time to kick ass, and there's a time to you know, make jokes, and this is a time. Dave, I know who's behind the mask. What mask, Pat? Let's see, guys. Yes, please hit the like button, guys. Blow up the like button. Blow up the subscribe. Even if you're on TV and you don't have the option because it's Apple TV or whatever, pick up your phone, please, and just go to the broadcast and do that. Let's see. Patty, yes, we got Cuomo by the balls. I cannot wait to see Cuomo go down. Guys, I've been saying it for a long time. He's not just stepping down, he's stepping into leg irons. Thank you, Dave. Because of you, my daughter has been red-pilled. I owe you so much. Light Angel, that's fantastic news. I'm so glad to hear that. How old is she? Greetings from Kentucky. Awesome. Good to see you all. Let's see. Teresa, weird how I keep throwing bombs on Facebook and not taking down. Keep dropping those bombs, Teresa. Keep dropping those bombs. Georgia, amen, Dave. God bless you, and we thank you so much. Thank you, Georgia. Sherry, love your truth, Dave. Thank you. Love your show. Speak your truth. Thank you, Julie. Whoop the ass. Tiger, lion, dog. We love you, Dave. Thank you. I love you too. Okay. Let's see. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You got that right. Hi, Desert, California. Love you. Brick to your face. Thank you for your sweet note. Let's see. I missed you the weekend. Selena, I missed you guys too. But I tell you, Todd and Cindy and I, we just, decompression was so key. So that I can come back to you like this. Angel Reigns, can't wait to watch the dominoes fall. I hear you, but we got to push them. They're not going to fall without us. That's why we've been included in this info dump. Pink Nail, give him hell, Dave. Awesome. Hello from Israel. Hi, Alice. Welcome. It's Jack Klein. Pat, who is Jack Klein? Should I know that name? And what mask are we talking about, please? Hey, Northeast has got some serious snow here, folks. How you guys doing? How you guys doing with that snow? This is some major snow. 2 feet supposedly. I think it's awesome. Let's see. Patricia, it's your birthday. Which Patricia is birthday? Let me see. I finally got my daughter to start listening to you about Biden, Lisa. That's awesome. Let's see. I want to connect with you guys a little bit here. Wow, it's flying by. I can't keep up. Love your show. Love your Save America banner behind you. Thank you. Hey, somebody who was watching my video from DC with the Trump stage behind us, and there was the big jumbotron or whatever, right? On the ellipse, and somebody saw that sign but is bigger and thought it said Dave America. Somebody, I can't remember who said that. That was pretty funny. Sick of snow. Yeah, me too. That's why I moved to California. Biden's mask. So who's behind Biden's mask? Is that what you're saying? Is that this dude Jack Klein is behind Biden's mask? I don't know who Jack Klein is. But I'm pulling up some images, and I don't see a Jack Klein that looks like Biden. Maybe you can send me a drop, Pat, with that link. Let me see. Susan, hello from Pittsburgh. Was freaking out this morning when I couldn't find you. Was afraid it was going to go through withdrawals. Hello, Pittsburgh. I'm from Beaver Falls. I was born there. Only lived there for 6 years, but I'm from there. Let's see. Yeah, I know, Carla. We need our t-shirts. We're working on it. I won't say anything. We'll make it happen. Let's see. Great show from And We Know Today, Biblical. Thanks, Kurt. I started watching that and I stopped, but I need to see it. Guys, And We Know is a good show. Pat, Gematria 1331. How come I'm going to that? Why am I going to Gematria? Hey, Christy, awesome. David, you have 842 subscribers on the new page. Thank you for that, Christy. Thanks for all your work, guys. Christy worked last night very, very late to try to get us up and running here on some new platforms, and certainly the focus was to get another YouTube channel so it was easy to kind of jump over. But let me take you somewhere for a moment. Excuse me. Let me take you to YouTube. Let me take you. I'm going to transition here. And I'd like you all to do this for me, please. If you can, if you're like at your computer, if you could please do the following, okay? Go to YouTube, okay? Type in, I don't know if this is going to work, but David Snedeker. Let's see what pops up. Hopefully, there's another guy, Dave Snedeker, who's a flooring guy, and then a lot of my stuff pops up. But that's not going to work. So let me just show you the link. Let me show you the link here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It should pop up here, I think. No, it's not working. All right, so if you would, go to the link that Christy set up on Facebook, okay? And if you would, go there, if you guys are on Facebook, or let me see if I can get there. Christy, can you drop that link in the chat, please? So special thanks to Christy Nance Taylor for helping us through this, getting on to the YouTube, the second YouTube channel. It's got 850 some subscribers already, so you guys already did, a lot of you did this, but if we get up over 1,000, then we'll broadcast live there as well. And so it'll just be one more platform that we're able to work with, okay? So please do that. Also, thank you, Kimberly, for your donation. Guys, please donate it if it's in your calling to do so, in your transfer of energy. I appreciate it all, and we are, we need some support here. This is how this works. So let me go back to where you guys were here. I want to go back to the chats. So I want to talk about, Pam, I have not quite done my posts on Telegram, and you said you can't comment on it. So I'm going to start, it's in show. Thank you, Christy. So I'm going to start posting on Telegram more, and I'm going to be able to get you, I just don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So let me take you here. All right. Okay. So this is the David Snedeker. Okay, 863 subscribers. So please subscribe to this. You'll see there's no videos on there, but starting tomorrow, once we get this over 1,000, I'll be able to go live on that. So I'm going to put this also in the chats so that you guys can link directly to there, and please subscribe and hit the bell notification. I'm putting that in the chats right now. So please do that. Let's get up over 1,000 before the show ends, please. Let's see. So Pat, why don't you send me what you have at davesnet@gmail, davesnet@gmail, and then I'll be able to look that up. I appreciate your work on that, digging into that stuff. Okay. Billy, hi-ho silver, folks. Yeah, we're the silver's starting to rise up a little bit, and the word is get out and buy a little silver. That's the word on the street. I have not, quite honestly, bought any new silver, but I may try to buy like a couple hundred tomorrow, a couple $100 worth. And so that's definitely something that that I don't think would hurt you, but I don't give financial advice here. Guys, we're at 942 subscribers. Let's get up over 1,000 in the next few minutes if we can. 946. Thanks for all of you doing that. We will use YouTube because 17 has asked us to stay on the battlefield, folks, and so I want to do that. And I have this thing from Nicola up, and I think I'm going to play it just so we have a little change of pace here. And then I want to get into Myanmar. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and and also just where we're at in general. We'll get Todd and Cindy to call in and have a little chat. I think we'll keep tonight fairly short. I know that's famous last words for me, but I do have some things I got to take care of tonight because of what's going on with with the platforms. Okay, so let me play this for you. Nicholas shared this, and I haven't watched it myself, but I think it'll be pretty good. So let's just enjoy a little Tucker, guys. You know what I think about Tucker, but I also have told you that I think he's serving a good purpose right now, and but do not trust the fox in the hen house. That's all I got to say. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, I'm still having the same issue as I was having last time. So we're not going to watch Tucker. My apologies. But I can do it a different way. Hold on one second. I can do it this way. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let me get to here. All right, why isn't that working? Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. I don't understand why that's not working either. Okay, well, folks, so we won't be watching this video, but basically, here's the gist. I'll save you guys some time. Is that, and I haven't heard it, but I know what they're doing here. Basically, you're seeing, people like Maxine Waters, and you're seeing other left actually talking about violence. If you see somebody out, disrupt their dinner, get in their face, get in their face, and you have these people doing this. And now they're going to try to impeach Donald Trump for not inciting violence because I was there and because you heard what he said. He didn't incite violence at all. At all. At all. There was not one bone in my body that left Donald Trump's 1,001 subscribers on YouTube. Way to go, guys. Thank you. Way to go. Yeah, so you see that right there, 1,001 subscribers. That's how quick, boom, we got it back. And we're going to go live tomorrow night. So, well done. Keep going. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification, and please hit the like button because that makes a big difference in how we're read, okay, how we're seen, all right? But so basically they're saying that these that they can talk about violence against people, but they can't let Donald Trump fire up his audience in a really positive way, and then they allow Antifa members in and they cause problems, and then they blame Trump, and now they want to impeach him. Folks, it doesn't get any stupider. It can't get any stupider than this. So please, 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 where do I like and subscribe on the .com, Pam? Not the .com. You can leave your email information on the IndoctriNATION.com, and hold on. And I'll show you where to do that, because that's important too, because we need to be able to reach you. Oh, by the way, Barbara, you may have already done this, would you please send out an email letting everybody know that we've been kicked off YouTube with our email list so that they know. And I'm sure you're probably already on top of that. So this is the live button. And I think, yes, so you can see where you can always watch live from the IndoctriNATION.com, because I'll have the link up that will attach to where we're going live, okay? And then in contact, just drop your email and your phone. Everything stays internal, and then we can reach out to you with what we're, where we're broadcasting if we get knocked off. And then, of course, please check out our marketplace. That's an awesome place, some awesome products, and you support the broadcast, and you support the beautiful people that are a part of this broadcast by supporting this. So you can buy some stuff you already use. Dismay Coin, if you want to go get some silver, Dismay Coin's got some great stuff. They got Q coins, Trump coins, and those are the people that are bringing us into this new awakening. So I think that's going to be worth some money someday. Yeah, Scavino posted today. Very interesting. So let's talk about. Let me show you what's going on here. Now, most of you are already aware of this, but let me show you what's going on with Myanmar, and let me just get us up and running here. There we go. Don't need that. Okay. All right. So Myanmar was Burma, right? And this is very interesting. This is where it's going to get really, really interesting. Okay. Coup prompts outcry from Myanmar as Biden threatens sanctions. Now, this is from a very reliable source of propaganda called Reuters, who is also a Rothschild-owned company. So you're going to get plenty of propaganda. Now, Myanmar generals tighten grip on power as U.S. calls for sanctions. Now, the U.S. threatened to reimpose sanctions on Myanmar's generals after they seized power in a coup and detained elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi, whose whereabouts remain unknown on Tuesday, more than 24 hours after the arrest. Okay? Biden called the coup a direct attack on this company. On this country, on this government. Okay? Now, here's what's really, really interesting. Let's say that the day of the inauguration, all the military arrested all the people that we thought they might arrest, or that we think they're going to arrest. That would have been a coup by President Donald Trump, a military coup. And it would have gotten and garnered this kind of press, and press from around the globe, that he committed a coup against a fairly elected president in the United States election. So here we see, okay, that this country has been overtaken by the military. Now, here's what's important to understand: as you go through all these headlines, okay, of all this, just this aghast. Oh, I can't believe that that this military coup happened, and where is she, and what's going on? Here's something to understand: that they're going to couch it in such a way that the military overtook a legitimate government. They didn't. First of all, this government wasn't legitimate because of the corruption in the elections. Second of all, this government, this system of Myanmar, is one of the most corrupt systems on the planet. Like, it's not even close. Like, out of 180 nations, it's 130th worst in corruption. Okay, that means there's 129 that are less corrupt than Myanmar. So if the military taking control of this government is probably, from a statistical standpoint, has a better chance of being a better thing for the people of this country, which are about 60 million people, than if they continue to let them do business as usual. So think about that, right? And so here is a trailer, if you will, right? Like if you want to watch the United States and how it would have gone down on Inauguration Day, this is what that looks like. Okay? But what if people see, oh yeah, exactly, Lori, huge human trafficking, folks, and connections, by the way, to Obama, connections to the Clinton Foundation, connections to Soros. They are completely corrupt. But the military taking control over it now has that information that was once kept quiet. So what are they going to do with it? Well, my guess is they're going to work with the U.S. military, and they're going to release that information. And you're going to see people exposed like you never have been seen them exposed before. And so this is an opportunity here to not only see how it would have been a mistake to do a military coup, but if this military coup and all the information that's being dropped right now, by the way, is starting to come out about the people that are currently in control, supposedly, of our government, like the Bidens and Obamas and Clintons and all that, it's going to be bad for them. And then it's going to justify a military takeover of our government, which has already happened, by the way. They just haven't publicized it, but it'll just be easier to swallow. This is the start, Mike. I agree. This is like the start of the dominoes falling. Look around the world. What's happening around the world? Okay, and you're seeing some incredible things that are going on right now, and one of them is Myanmar. And don't be fooled into thinking that this military coup was a bad thing for Myanmar. This is going to be a really, really, really good thing for all of us, right? So, Brenda, that 3-tier thing in front of the White House is gallows. I think it may be as well. I think it may be. If Biden decides to send military, would the plan step up and arrests be made here? I believe so, Max. I believe so. Yeah, calm before the storm. Yeah, the True Great Awakening, guys, on Telegram has got some huge drops on human trafficking. And I'll just say this, and I want to say this again. Brenda, will we see hangings? I think we will, because I think that 17 has seen the future, and I think 17 has also seen how humanity is going to respond to both options. And I think once we see the horrendous things that they've been doing, I think that humanity is going to have to see justice and have closure. Now, I think it will be choice, right? You don't want your children to watch it or what have you. But, Tracker says, no, we won't. I think that we're going to have to, because there's going to be such a distrust, right? They have to use guillotines. guillotines, I do not believe, are a legal federal death penalty. I think it's got to be firing squad, hanging, or lethal injection, but I'm not for certain. But the tracker, they tore it down today, the whole thing. I thought that they were taking some of it down, but they tore down the whole thing. So okay. Now, I saw that some of the stuff was being taken down, but I didn't see the whole thing taken down. Yeah. So I think there's going to need to be some closure one way or another. And for example, for people for 9/11, and for people that really believed that Osama bin Laden was behind all that, they didn't get any closure. That they supposedly caught him, buried him at sea, and there are no pictures. No. So Christy says, yes, only firing squad, lethal injection, and hanging. Thank you, Christy. And so there was no closure there. And there needs to be closure on anything that happens. Ask anybody who's been wronged that is still awaiting closure on justice, and we need to see it. Excuse me. So let's see. They just added the second structure. Well, that's easy enough to find. We'll just pull it up. We've been pulling that up quite a bit on the Earth Cam here, so we'll figure that out. And let's see. I think we got to sit through an ad. Yeah, got to sit through an ad, but no big deal. So at any rate, I think that this Miramar thing is going to be a very good thing for what we're anticipating to happen here. Let me pull this up for you, and here we go. Let's see what we've got here. I have not seen it today, but okay. I can't really make that out. Normally it's lit up, but it looks like it's still there, guys. That structure is still there. Okay. Don't be dropping bad info. Like they took it all down. No, don't be dropping bad info. Confirm it. Otherwise, you're wasting people's time. That structure is still there. Now, have they maybe been taking it down? That could be, certainly, but I can still see something there. So what is that structure all about? It doesn't make any sense that it was up for the inauguration and they didn't take it down yet. That's like leaving up a Christmas tree through February. It just doesn't make any sense, especially for the most famous building in our country. It doesn't make sense that they're not handling that a little bit better. It just doesn't make any sense as to why that structure is still there. So that's going to be it's going to be a good thing. And let me see. Let me pick up. Todd, Cindy, if you guys want to call in, we're going to have to do the tin can thing again because I'm having problems with the system audio. But I do want to, go over a few things and close this out fairly early tonight, just for the sake of staying fresh and taking care of some of the stuff that we need to take care of. The second structure looks like gallows. Okay, Cynthia says Mustang Medic showed it today and it was down to the skeleton. Okay, so they are in the process of taking it down. Okay, cool. And there's Cindy. Hey there.
Hi there.
How are you?
Great. Hello to everyone out there in SNED families.
And hello to
Had a
you.
good weekend.
Yeah, I had a good weekend. Very relaxing.
Good.
What and how about you? Did you have a good relaxing weekend?
No. Yes, it was fun. We had a house full of kids. The boys were here, so
Uh-huh.
it was a great weekend. Yeah, it was a busy
Nice.
weekend, but a great weekend.
Nice. Nice. Um, as we're saying hello, I want to address this gallows thing, whatever that structure is for. Air Force vet says, I think they were going to use for parade review, but changed their mind for the virtual option. Well, the thing is that they knew they weren't going to have a parade. I think even before they built that, and even if they did build it, why are they keeping it up? It just doesn't
Well,
make any sense.
it sure does look like the old-fashioned ones where they did the hangings.
I know, I
I
know.
mean, almost identical how the
Yeah,
roof is and everything. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's if you look up some gallows, um,
Yeah.
that kind of yeah.
Yeah, Todd
Um,
was taking some pictures of it. We were like, are they taking it down? Are they remodeling it?
I just sent you some, Dave.
Are they adding a
okay,
roof to
cool.
it? Are they adding crosses to it? What the heck's going on?
There's been changes to it, but it's not taking it down.
It's not taking it down, right?
No, they took a floor down, they took some panels off of it, but now there's modifications to the poles that they put up. They almost look like crosses.
Interesting. Hey,
Those weren't there yesterday.
by the way, Todd, you know what I find interesting is that mainstream media is trying to explain what's going on with the stock market. So, so who do they have on? Who have they been interviewing?
Well, let's interview the experts, Dave.
Like Jordan
The
Belfort.
the professionals.
Like yeah, but Jordan Belfort they're interviewing too, man, and he's the one
Uh,
that basically the Wolf of Wall Street took advantage of
right,
the
yeah, I
system.
wrote the book. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good guy to go to.
I know,
Greed is
right?
good.
Yeah, let's go to one of the scammers.
Well,
Uh,
greed is good only on one side, Dave, and that's the system.
yeah,
It's been a three-card Monty. Everybody knows it.
yeah,
Uh, this is, and then all of a sudden you're the little investor that doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
yeah.
You're not investing on multiples. You're not doing PEs. You know what they're doing,
What's
Dave? They're getting fucking rich.
yeah,
They're doing it right.
yep,
Who cares about your multiples and PEs if I got millions of dollars in my bank account after I'm done with you?
yep, yep.
That's what they don't want. They don't want you to know it. It's the little Pandora's box that's been opened. Now they're going to crack open all these little cans that they've been
Yep.
doing all their little dirty deeds on. And the inner workings are being exposed too. You know why a Robin Hood can put out free trading and just do all the work involved?
Because they're selling all the information of all the investors to the funds.
Not only that, Dave, those people are getting in front of those trades and they're microscopic.
Oh
They're
yes,
they're doing the high speed transactions in front of your transactions.
yes, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
So
So,
don't tell me you're doing me a favor when you're ripping out money every time.
yep,
You know,
yep,
those high speed, high frequency traders are the dirtiest things
yep,
ever to be exposed.
yep.
And next to short selling, though. Next to short selling. Short selling is evil at its best.
Mm-hmm. You know,
That's coming from somebody who did it.
and that is. And who did you do it for? Were you doing it for investors or a company? Tell us
I
about
did
that.
my own.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. When my business was more successful than it is now, and it wasn't going through COVID like it is now, and when I
Yeah.
had built up, over the course of years, of business. I had my really good clients, and I had a contract with the company, and I was making really good money. So I was investing, and I didn't trust anybody else to just hand my money to. I said, if I'm going to blow it, I'm going to blow it on my own. If I make it, then I'm going to make it on my own.
Right.
It's kind of the way I do everything. So I did it, and I made money, and, you know, you don't really have to be a genius. It's not something that's, you know, unbelievable. It's like, you know, just do what Kramer says. If you like something in front of your face, you see something that you like. Say you like a certain brand of clothing, or you like to eat a certain brand of cereal.
Right.
Or you notice that every time you go by a restaurant, this restaurant chain is packed in your hometown.
Yeah.
Then call your friend in the next town and say, hey, have you ever been to restaurant X when it wasn't crowded? And if they say, no, it's crowded all the time, then you look at their business model. And you look at their business model and you say, well, they've got the people coming in. As long as they're not blowing the money somewhere, they've got to be making money. It's just keeping your eyes open and investing with what you see in front of you.
Right.
And that's how I did it. And that's how I came up with my short on Netflix. Because my son came to me and said, Dad, I was looking for how to put Netflix on my phone. Because I'm not real technical. And he said, Dad, you don't have to get a Netflix account. You can have one of mine. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Hey, dude, hold on one sec. They just took over 300 subscribers away from us on the new YouTube channel. So we got up over 1,000, and now we're down to 809.
Well, it's probably because you were talking all mean to him, Dave. You got to be nice. Please put our users back.
All right, guys, you got to please go back up and go back in and resubscribe, because they're messing with us already. They must be listening to me live.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. So, anyway, so your son said, Dad, you don't need to. Okay.
So he's like, Dad, you don't have to pay the $7.99 a month for Netflix. He goes, I can put that up to 7 devices, and I've only got one on it. And he said, I'll just include you as one of the devices. And I said, well, that's kind of a weird thing. And he goes, oh, everybody's doing it, Dad. And I said, everybody's doing that. How can they be profiting? They're losing customers.
Right.
How can you let them put it on 7 different platforms? And at the same time, they were content short. So when you're content short and your business model is broken, that's when I said, well, they're going to go down in a short period of time here until they get this stuff straight. And so I did a naked short on it. I was short on it for a week, and it's scary because if something happens where they all of a sudden announce this big plan that all of a sudden they're going to be viable and they're going to get all their content and they've got a great business model, at any one point, that stock can run away from you. And that's what happened in the short squeeze. See, if I would have been caught in a situation like that, my broker would have been calling me as soon as it started to run away from me. Because I could have lost more than I had in my account. You see what I'm saying? Your losses are infinite on the short. Because nobody's saying what that stock could go to. That stock could go to $1 million technically. There's no limit on the upside. So if that happens, then everybody's blown out of the water. They lose everything and go home and cry in their beer if they can afford one. And that's what you saw happen at Wall Street. That's why they jumped in and softened the blow for their friends, no matter what they're saying to you. Oh, it's a liquidity problem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no. Because they're not the ones. That company is, Robinhood is not the one with the liquidity problem. It's the people behind them.
Yes, exactly.
It's the bankers and the people that are exchanging these trades.
Yeah.
They're the ones having the problem. Because you know why? Because they were getting their asses handed to them.
Yep.
So don't tell me that was a Robinhood liquidity problem, because I'm too smart to figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going to tell everybody it's Robinhood passes the stock from one person to another. There's nothing in between Robinhood. They're not a bank. And yes, they have to have equity to cover things because things are covered a day later, maybe. You know, everything's settled a little bit off the books. But you can't tell me that they had the liquidity problem. They just saved their bankers' asses. And that's what happened. That's the real story. And you heard it here.
And yeah.
And so, you know, when I hear these talking heads get on there, they're just as bad as when there's, you know, the CNN reporter standing there and saying it's a peaceful rally and the buildings are all burning down, everybody's bruised up and battered.
Yep.
It's the same thing. So if you want to get the truth, don't turn your TV on at all.
Right.
Not once. Don't even turn it on for cartoons because there's pedos and cartoons. Turn the damn TVs off.
Yeah, no kidding.
So there's my little rant. I try to keep it short, but
well done.
I'm passionate about this shit. I'm sick of having the boot on our neck.
Yep.
You know, why can't and everything is always, even the Saturday Night Live skit was, you know, it's mocking the average Joe on the street who can't have a fucking brain in his head to invest in stocks, right?
Yep.
We don't know anything, so they're there to protect us. The big banks are going to protect us from making big mistakes, like taking all their money when we have a chance.
Yeah. Again, it's couched in wanting to protect us.
Yep. Same thing on this, you know, free speech. Well, we can't have this hate speech out there, Dave.
Right.
And meanwhile, we got the terrorists, you know, in Syria that have a Twitter account talking about killing Americans.
Yeah.
Well, where are they saving us there, Dave?
Yeah, it doesn't serve their narrative.
You're damn right. And I don't know how Twitter stock's still going up. I think that's cabal pushing it, saying it's going to make it. But when you deplatform, you know, I don't know what percentage.
Yeah.
It had to be a pretty good percentage, 10%, 20%. I don't know.
And
when you deplatform as many people, how can your business model be successful when you're cutting people off and not letting them talk?
I only had I had less than 5,000 followers on Twitter, and they negated over 1,000. I had a friend who lost 10,000. You know, we just lost 10,000 on YouTube subscribers, 10,500 subscribers, and now they just took off 200 more subscribers so that we're under. So I can't live stream. Yeah.
When you're writing down your business model and your plan and everything that these geniuses do, you know, we're the stupid ones, they're the smart ones.
Yeah.
When you're cutting all these people off of your platform from communicating where you get your money because you sell their information, what happens when you don't have those people there anymore?
Right.
You know, you can't make a straw man out of nothing.
Yeah.
So whose information are they going to sell? I mean, maybe they sold enough already. But Facebook is the same. You know, if I use it for a weapon, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been on Facebook for 5 seconds. Because I knew it was a straw man. What they do is they create a virtual you out of the information that you share and all the sites you go to and everything that you talk about. And when they make a virtual you, they sell that information to people who want to sell you products. That's why if you mention, you know, I think I'm going to go get my hair done today, the next day you got 15 things about hair products. It's not coincidence. So when you're on Facebook and it's a great platform and they just want to allow us to connect with other human beings and be really friendly with our family and touch base with people that are in Arizona. When I lived in Illinois, it's not about that. It's about creating a virtual you that they can make money off of.
Right.
And they can sell it to their other business partners who are going to blast you with internet ads. And you're going to buy that product because you were looking for hair supplies or you were looking for a new car.
Yep.
And they're making billions off of it. So when you're cutting your own subscribers off, Dave, how in the hell is that profitable for your business model?
Exactly.
Don't tell me that stock should go up.
So check this out. It looked like Twitch may have blocked us due to profanity.
That must have been you, Dave.
That was you, I think. You potty mouth, coming on here, ruining my show with your potty mouth. I
We're
never.
going to be talking to our phones in the bathroom again after we're done with this.
Exactly. All right, we're still on Twitch, but check this out. This was just sent to me by John Cushing, and I got to show this to you guys. Hold on. Let me see here. So what's interesting here? Now this is hilarious. I gotta show you this. All right. So thank you, John, for sending this screenshot. Here's Dave. This just came up while I was watching the show on Twitch. There I am. It's blocked out, and it says down here, profanity blocked. Would you like to see this message? It has been hidden for you based on your NSFW chat filter settings. Okay, so that might have to do with your chat filter settings, maybe that you put on for your children or something. But here's the thing about that. Folks, have you ever watched these teenagers playing these video games on Twitch? Profanity blocked. What, are you kidding me? I've
learned some new ones, Dave.
No kidding. I'm just getting warmed up, Todd.
Well, that's why they cuss in code now. They've got code cuss words.
Awesome. Hey guys, just heard back from David Rodriguez, who is going to. We're going to set up a show for next week. Thank you, Nino. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah, looking forward to chatting with David. He's a real warrior. And
Dave, you
and
might
more.
second guess. You might have to second guess your tough guy thing around him, though. You might. I don't think he's the guy you want to tangle with.
Yeah. My only advantage would be my reach, but I think he's like 6'5", so I don't think my reach is going to help me there. No, the great thing about that is that he and I know we're on the same side.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah, and I you know what, I'm glad to be on his side.
There's a lot of badasses on this team, dude.
I know, dude. You know what? There's a lot of badasses on this team. There's a lot of soy boys on the other team. That's the bottom line. Yep. And that's the bottom line. So hey, thank you, Richard, for setting that up with David Rodriguez. That was awesome, buddy. Yeah.
Way to go, Richard.
Yeah. Richard Presley, awesome. So
about time he did something.
Dude, he is following that. He is all over Telegram, man. He has got all the downloads. Now I want to go to Telegram real quick because I want to show you guys where we're at, but also I want to warn you about some things over there. And so let me pull this up. So this is our Telegram channel, folks. You're going to see a red TS. Okay, that's the indoctrination. Okay, why it's TS, I have no idea. But TS, the indoctrination, we got about 2,500 subscribers, and I haven't posted much there, but we will be. So that'll be a great source for you to go to. And I want to say this, that there's a lot of great content here that's coming out of the True Great Awakening. But I want to warn you about some things. There's some very graphic things that are coming out, folks, right now. Now, for example, Frazzle Drip, which is the Hillary Clinton, Huma Abedin torturing of a young girl on video, that I don't need to see, because I know that exists. Like, I don't need to witness that act of absolute evil to know that evil exists and is being done. And so there have been some still photos that have come out There's some video of some bodies that have been organ harvested. Once you know this stuff is happening, and you know that rabbit hole exists, and there's plenty of evidence, there's plenty of witness to it, might I just recommend that you just be honest with yourself about what you're capable of witnessing and what you're not capable of witnessing, and that some things that have made seasoned detectives on the New York Police Department throw up and have really difficult, times after they've seen it, then that might tell you something. So just be careful with all this. Again, this is one of those things where it's not like I'm going to keep you from seeing this for your protection. Like, no, that's not my role. It's not YouTube's role. It's not anybody's role. It's up to you to decide if this is something you should see or this is something you should not see, because you're an adult. And you can make these decisions for yourself. And guess what? Maybe you make a bad decision about something, but it's your decision. That's your decision. And if there's anything that we must have as for our sovereignty, is the ability to make our own decisions, good or bad, as long as they don't hurt others. Right? And that's a situation where you'll figure it out whether or not you should see these kind of things or not, right? So
I have a small take on this.
Yeah, please.
Only because this is kind of what I was thinking about this when I actually ran across it for the second time, and this was kind of in my face too. I've already been down that road. Here's what I may suggest. At this time, while we're still in the battle and we're still, a lot of Snedheads get a hold of me via Messenger and on my Facebook, and they talk about how scared they are, and they talk about they don't know what's going to happen, they're worried, and there's a lot of fear. I don't think at this time, especially with your heightened fear, that this would be a time that you'd want to delve into that,
right? Being
as you're already in a state of fear and probably not at 100%.
Right.
Now, what I'm recommending is, everybody, I think at some point probably is going to see it whether they want to or not, but I would delay it until we get to a more positive place in humanity, and maybe we can deal with this, and maybe you could use it as a looking back and saying, oh my God, I've got to be a better human. I want to take care of people. I don't want to be a part of this,
right,
or allow this to ever happen again. But do it from a stronger position in your life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Don't do it from a fear, where everybody's scared now and they don't know what's going on and they're confused.
Right.
Because I'm just scared that might push some people into some really bad places they don't need to be right now.
Once you see it, you cannot forget it, that's for sure.
You cannot unsee it. Yeah.
No, you can't.
No, it leaves a mark on you, believe me.
Yeah, you don't want to,
And,
some things you just don't need to see.
Well, not now. Do it from a stronger position. If you want to go back in history and look at it as a research tool and say, I really feel that I need to see it because it was experienced by other human beings on the planet, I get it. But I think if you just delay it into a more positive position and a positive time in our lives, when some of these people have been put away, and we've seen it, and we know that everything's working out in our favor, I would say that would be a better time for a lot of people who might otherwise be in a weakened state at this point, is all I'm saying.
Well, I think, and to go along that same thought process too, Todd, is that, right now, if you saw that and that we're not fully in control of all that evil doing, then you're imagining that that's happening to other children right now. Whereas if we get in on the other side of this and all those people are going down and they're being tried and they're being executed and they're being, put away for crimes against humanity, and the amount of children has trickled, like their children aren't going missing anymore, then you know, like, okay, that stuff's not happening anymore. So I can live with myself, by seeing this. So.
Yeah. It's just a different point in time, I think. I don't think we need to do it right. I mean, and everybody's a grown up, like you said. I'm not trying to tell anybody
right.
that's dead set on finding out, because I did. I mean, but
right. I did.
What I'm just saying is that if you do it from a strong mental standpoint and be prepared for what you're going to see, it may be more palatable.
Yeah.
That it's not going to.
Yeah.
Be as destructive as it could be at this point in time.
Yeah, personally, I don't need to see it because I've seen enough to know what's going down. I have up on the screen Mustang Medic, and this was the gallows, if you will, or the place where they were going to view the parade or what have you. And then this is what it used to look like. You were talking the other day, it looks like they took the roof off, and now this is what it's looking like now. And so it definitely looks like they're disassembling it. But you mentioned that there's another structure up there as well. Is that accurate?
Yeah, those posts that were up there, and they were just, and I know construction, and I'm watching what they're doing.
Right.
I just, when I saw it was Saturday or Sunday, I thought, oh, it looks like they're taking it down because they were disassembling parts of the building.
Yeah.
But now as I look back, now that I look at it, I've taken pictures of it as progress goes on it. Now it looks like they've actually modified some of the posts that are standing alone in the air, and it looks like they've added to that. So if you're disassembling, you're not adding pieces. It may be where they're morphing it into whatever they want it to be.
Right.
And that's where, because I think, that thing went up really fast, and I think that if they were motivated, they would have taken it down really fast.
I agree. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't, unless it's serving some ulterior motive, I think.
Yes. I think I'm leaning towards what a lot of people are thinking, that's going to be utilized in a punishment phase.
Yeah. So thank you, Sherry, for sharing that. With everything that's going on in the world, there was something up on Telegram. I think I'm going to read, and let me just pull it up again. Now, basically, I don't need to, read the whole thing, but basically, it's like I'm going to spell it out for you. This was forwarded by Ghost Ezra. One time, for those who are lost and not registering the hundreds of clues that I've been dropping you, okay, and that is the let me so you guys can read it. Here we go. One time, pay close attention. You were watching a movie. A lot of what now, I don't know Ghost Ezra. We don't know who he is, but the only reason I'm reading this is because I believe that we have similar thoughts. So it's the only reason. So it's more like, instead of hearing it from me, instead of hearing it from Todd, that you're hearing, and Cindy, you're hearing it from other people as well. You are watching a movie. A lot of what you are seeing is completely bullshit and fake. It's so outrageous on purpose to get your attention at those points. It will continue until it has accomplished that goal fully. Think about Myanmar and how they took over the government because of fake elections. Okay? And a corrupt government. Sound familiar? And they're being admonished by a corrupt government who stole an election. It just it doesn't
Yeah,
get in.
absolutely. It's foreshadowing.
Yeah,
It's predictive programming from the White Hats.
yeah. There is no Biden presidency. The real Biden was executed for his crimes long ago with Clinton. No, that woman in purple the other day wasn't Hillary Clinton. You are seeing actors. Some have masks. That's why Biden keeps referring to himself as the masked president. This means that they are good guys in this movie on the team of freedom. This whole election was fake, along with a fake inauguration. Guys, we proved that. We proved that. It wasn't shot on that day. It was shot a one-camera shoot. They kept moving people around. It wasn't shot live. It wasn't recorded on the 20th. It wasn't even 17 minutes earlier too early. It was days too early. This whole election, fake executive orders, fake Oval Office, it's all bullshit. Wake up. The military is right now controlling our country until the new elections in a couple of months. Insurrection Act has been signed. Executive order from 2018 is in full effect. Things will soon be revealed publicly. Hopefully you can wake up before then so you don't have a heart attack in the process. They really tried stealing our election. That part is real. Trump knew this and allowed it to expose them and arrest those involved, and will be implementing a blockchain fraud-proof election system, which was already patented back in August of 2020, which is, by the way, when we talked about it, when we shared it with you guys. He skipped the Ninth Circuit corrupt courts because they too were compromised and went 100% FISA. That means they allowed the FISA to spy on President Trump with the illegal FISA warrant. This is a total military operation. The goal was to arrest and remove these crooks first before ever winning an election. Furthermore, the Vatican owned the corrupt D.C. corporation, and that is no longer. It will soon be a republic for which it stands under the Constitution as originally intended. You will get a history lesson in the process, along with a solid grasp of the Constitution. Many corrupt D.C. rats and Hollywood pedophiles have gone to jail and or been executed for crimes of high treason, conspiracy, or under house arrest. Many more are in the process of meeting justice via military tribunals. Things will be made public in time very soon. No more secrets, no more games. There are many actors in the movie, not just Biden, double comedian guy. Who's who at this point is somewhat of a mystery. We don't know exactly who is who 100%. Some are playing a part from the very beginning. Others flipped for a deal and are now playing a part in this movie. The best thing you can do right now is just wake up to the truth that is being shown to you. Take heart that communists have no real power over our country, and look forward to the things Trump has already pre-planned long ago for you. I'll warn you now, things will get stranger from here. If you pay attention and listen to what I've told you here, you'll laugh. If you are watching the Mockingbird Media, CNN, or faux news, you'll cry. Whatever you do, please don't call Joe Biden president. He's really long gone and his double has no power. Enjoy the show. Todd, this is the thing I want to say about this particular comment, this particular diatribe, is that think about these actors as like they're going to be up for like an Academy Award. Like and are they good? Right? Are they good people that are a part of this revolution, playing an incredible role?
I think more and more, yes.
Yeah.
Because they can't be bad people and still in power. You see what I'm saying? If we're watching a movie, all the players that we're watching right now are actors. They're all playing a role.
Yeah.
No, and there's the role of the villain, right?
Yeah.
In every movie. Now the villain would be, Kamala, and the villain would be, all of the rhinos, and the villains would be, Biden, even though he's kind of everybody knew from even when he was running the election that he was not there. Hell, President Trump said he shot at least, I don't know how many times. He's not with us anymore. Joe isn't the same. Pence went on a trip far, far away.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start taking the words that the president said to you literally, you'll get a clearer picture of what he meant.
And that's what we've been trying to do this whole time, because we know that POTUS and 17 have been communicating with us in certain ways. So we've been trying to grab the communication. That's why, by the way, I bet my friend $100, 10-to-1 odds, that Trump will be president by the 5th of March. And because I said, you want to bet? I said, the way it works is the more absurd a statement I make, like, some team is going to win this Super Bowl and they got no chance, then they get crazy odds. So what odds are you going to give me? And then he balked. So I came down to, I said 30-to-1, 20-to-1. So I came down to 10-to-1 odds. So, but the reason why.
I've got one also. I said I wasn't going to profit off of this in any way, and I kept getting needled, and the only way it was going to shut anybody up wasn't going to be me presenting facts. I found that out. So
right.
All I did was say, I put $100 up against 3,000, so I got 30-to-1.
Way to go, man! I should have held out for that.
Well, because, it's so, I said, well, what I'm saying is so absurd that it's never happened before in the history of the United States or any country that I could name.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I get good odds? If you think I'm so crazy, then why don't you give me good odds? I mean, it's never happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what we're saying sounds to the normie so crazy. Why wouldn't they just go, hell, I'll give you 50-to-1?
Right.
Because in their mind, it should be like so impossible that they're finding the $100 bill laying on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no risk to their side, basically. It's almost like the Buster Douglas Mike Tyson fight,
Right.
That was 108-to-1, I think it was. And there was no chance that Buster was going to win. And all of a sudden, boom, down goes Mike, the unbeatable Mike. And we should get odds, too. I wouldn't have done it even money because that's a stupid bet.
Right, exactly. Hey, Todd, 2020, worst year ever. 2021, triple masks and anal swabs.
And those things are huge, too. Have you seen those?
No. Well, that escalated quickly. Thank you, Jennifer Davis, for that. That's hilarious.
She's awesome.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, my God.
Well, they say a million times in the post, we're supposed to be enjoying the show.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't take out the seriousness of it.
No.
Everything is serious. There's very, very serious issues that we're dealing with, horrible, serious things. But, from my point of view, where I'm sitting right now in the chair that I'm sitting in looking at this and knowing what we've gone through is in the last year.
Yeah.
And all of the research we've done, I cannot forget what I've learned throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
Over like one event that might show up on my TV and everybody's freaking out about it.
You bring up a very good point, and I think I've heard Cindy say this too, and that is, you can't forget what we already know. Like you can't. I mean, you can put it out of your mind because you're putting something else in there. But chances are you're putting something in there with less credibility than what you've already used to add credibility to the thing that you've got there now. And that's what the mainstream media does.
The old habits of the indoctrination.
Yes, exactly.
You're just, all you're doing, you climbed out of this big cesspool of indoctrination to see what the truth is.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden one news story comes out, you step on a banana peel,
Yep.
and you slide right back into total indoctrination.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stay out. You've got to once you free yourself from the indoctrination, you can't allow yourself to be, caught up and get caught by it again just because your friend across the street, met you out when you were taking the garbage out and said, "Man, Biden's president, he's ruined the country," and you sit there and what are you going to do? Are you going to start worrying again?
Yeah.
When you've studied more of this than any neighbor across the street's been watching and getting spoon-fed by the media, and you're going to step on that banana peel on purpose and flip right back into the cesspool of the indoctrination. I mean, you've got to stay strong. You got to dig into your position, and you've got to hold your line, and don't let that indoctrination, take you, just claw you and grab your ankle and pull you back into the swamp.
Well, that's that's a part of a blade of grass in the wind. You got to have some flexibility, but you have to be grounded. You have to have some stability. And here's the thing, and I want to. This is a real thing here, and that is that when you awaken freshly, when you're newly awakened, you question yourself a lot because you realize you've been fooled up to this point. And so you find one thing where you were lied to because of what you see before you. And so then you start to question yourself. Because then there's another thing that you were lied to about, and another thing, and another thing. And so you lose confidence in your own ability to detect what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what is not, what is false. And so you're challenging yourself, and I'm telling you that the indoctrination is so real and so strong because of how powerful you and I are, that they have to lie to us, they have to manipulate us, they have to freaking hypnotize us with our television, with the voice of NPR. I'm Ira Glass, and I'm here to tell you some crock of shit that you're going to believe because my voice sounds like I care about you. They hypnotize you, folks. And
it's getting stronger now because more people are starting to wake up, and they're stomping out.
Exactly. They gotta.
And it's even stronger now. Things are going to be so bad. It's like the end of the world is going to be tomorrow, and I guarantee you it's not.
Yeah.
Just trust me. The sun's going to come up, and it's every day we get closer to what the truth is going to be known by everyone.
Yeah.
No matter what all these, you can't even imagine. I'm so freaking awake now, Dave. I look at the TV and I see so many fake people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, like more than 50% are not even real people when they interview them. You look at them, they're like digitized differently. Their mouths and their voices don't match up. They blink at a weird rate, or they don't blink at all. Like, who can sit there on an interview and never blink? I mean, just stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
But I see it, and it's like, I wish I could give that, to the people who can't see it. I wish I could give that ability, but it's just something I've developed over, from awakening earlier this year. Like,
yep.
I wasn't going to call on Inauguration Day, because I was just going to listen to what you had to say and go along with it. But as soon as I saw the people, I waited literally on purpose 17 seconds because I thought that was a good time.
Uh-huh.
I waited 17 seconds to call you and say, "Oh my God, you got to turn this on and look at it," because it's not.
Right. I remember that. You were like a kid in a candy store, man.
Out of my mouth.
You were like a kid in a candy store. You could not wait. You could not wait.
And it makes you're so excited because you know when it's that fake, it's validation.
Yep.
It's complete validation on your, that it's, hell, I think it's already happened. It's just got to be shown to the people, and it's got to look like a complete train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we seeing with Biden? 42 fake executive orders with the wrong signature from a guy,
Yep.
I could put so many facts together right now and explain it to someone, but if they're sitting right next to me, someone that I've known my whole life, they'll go, well, that just sounds crazy. I can't believe that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they won't be allowed to believe you. And that's what we're fighting, is we have to make this clear, and this is the battle we're in. And that's why we're doing this show. I'm not doing it for the money, I guarantee you, and I'm not doing it, you know, we talked today earlier, Dave. We are worn out.
Yep.
All of us.
Yep.
Everybody behind the scenes that's trying to put this together, all the researchers that help us, everybody is worn out.
Yeah.
But guess what? You know, there were people worn out in World War II too. And when they said take that hill, you have to take the hill, right? I mean, you didn't say, no, you know, General, I got hit in the arm earlier this morning, and I didn't get any sleep last night because they were bombing us. So I think I'm just going to curl up in my foxhole here and hang out. No, you get your ass up, you grab your rifle, and you go take the hill. I mean, that's digitally what we're doing. Yeah.
And we take it seriously. It's not about like, oh my God, let's try to do something different so we can get some more viewers. No, it's like, this is a war. We're in the middle of a war right now, and so we're showing up, and you guys are showing up, and we're spreading the word, and we're getting the word out, and because we don't want to leave anything. You know, there's a saying, when you finish the game, don't leave anything on the court. Like, leave everything on the court. Like, don't take anything off the court with you. Like, leave it all there. Like, meaning, give it everything you possibly can. Try every single thing you can on the court before you leave. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here.
That's why it's mentally so taxing too, because even when I'm not on the show, I'm thinking, what can I say on the show that's going to help people realize that we're watching a show? You know, I don't stop even when I go do my day job or, you know, whatever's going on in my life. I'm still thinking, how can I help more people realize what's going on and end this?
Because you could go mad. You can go mad thinking about this stuff in the way they're trying to manipulate us, for you and I to know so strongly, and Cindy, so strongly, that this is what's happening. We're watching a damn show, folks. There's no question about it. We're watching a show. And the more absurd it gets, the more people wake up. And you know that to be true.
When I'm not doing anything, like I don't really want to do anything mentally taxing, I'll just turn on the White House feed, and I'll just look at it and go, what is going on in there? You know, like waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so there's no such thing as turning it off. I mean, you know, the only time it's turned off for me, and sometimes it's not even there, is when I'm asleep. And
right.
Even then, I'm like dreaming of what I can do to help people wake up and see this and end this.
Yeah.
Because that's the end game. The end game is when they get enough people on board that see the absurdity of this and see what the country would have been and the train wreck that everything would have been. That's when I think the military is going to move and come out and expose and enlighten the few people left that didn't get it.
Yeah. So
it's got to get really bad.
And we got to, you know, we're not going to drain the kitchen sink halfway down and then do the dishes. No, you got to drain the thing completely and put in fresh water. And that's what's happening. This is not like an easy, you know, we'll change a couple positions. No. 97% of DC has to fall. That's why, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it with these jackasses, these anti-Trumper guy that just got caught, by the way. But I want to show us Dan Scavino. I want to show his post.
That's a great comp.
Dude, is this amazing? Let's talk about this. This is Dan Scavino. Watch this. There's the panda.
This is Dan.
And there he goes again. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. So, what was your take on this?
Okay, so there's a bunch of things I related it to, and then I actually saw some confirmations on people. I noted the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first of all, that's kind of like my deal. My thing is, I learn more based on when the tweet was done than what the content is.
Right.
And then I kind of go back and I look at the content after I look at the Q posts.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately I saw that was at noon Central Time. I mean, at midnight Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at 1 o'clock sharp Eastern.
Right.
So that led me to actually make a quick post, and it was kind of a sloppy post. It was not, it didn't convey my message really that great. But what I did was I just looked at the time as 1.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked at the day and the date in the year, and that actually ended up. So it was our date was 2/1/21, right?
Mm-hmm. And at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. to 1:21.
Yeah, so the 1 a.m. I slid over in front of the 2 for being February for first, the 2, and then I turned the middle 1 into the to the line that delineates between the 2 dates. So, and I came up with 12/21,
which is the executive order.
It's a very, very, well, even going through to Isaac Cappy writing a whole song about 12/21 and the importance of it, and the Epstein Island Burns Away song.
Yep.
And the whole ball of wax, it's all tied to 12/21. But then I went back and I thought, okay, I've got that, and then I noted the time of the duration of the video was 56 seconds.
51.
Or is it 51?
Yeah.
Okay. So I immediately went to 51
in
the post, and it's telling you a very important thing. I'm doing all this off of the top of my head, not looking at what I.
That's all right. I got it up. So 51.
If I remember. Yeah, go ahead and read it for him.
One nation under God, picture of our country with as a flag. I've watched as society has been. This is from an Anon, by the way. This is very powerful. I've watched as society has been effectively addicted to mainstream media, apps, social media, games, music, all propaganda. And the moment you try to open anyone's eyes, you are shunned. Being dumbed down, weakened, and groomed for passivity and stupidity through food and their addictions, like calf literally being fattened for a slaughter. And with all the race war propaganda and Pizzagate possibility, I became suicidal because I can't stand that no one will open their eyes and are being manipulated hard. I hope with all my heart that Trump is going to make good on his promise to MAGA and clean the swamp. I've been thinking about joining the Navy for Corpsman Greenside, and I would love to serve under a Trump administration if he really does clean the swamp. We'll try to join regardless. No openings for Corpsman right now. I hope that what Opianon says is true, which is kind of a code. I will be praying for Opianon and all who risk their lives for safety, and that the Lord will guide them, and praying that what he says is true, and we'll be praying for the spiritual edification of God for Trump and for his complete safety in all of this. The pieces are coming together for me, and if this is true, those working with him are absolute geniuses, because I would have never imagined there would be any way possible to take the monster of corruption that has overtaken this country. This is the response. Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive, who are all dedicated to the eradication, evil, and corruption from the U.S. world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White House. So, yeah. And
that's about as direct as it gets.
Yeah, and it's not the Biden White House, guys. It's not the Biden White House.
Absolutely not.
It's not the Castle Rock set.
I mean, if you're doing comms, Dave, they're starting to get like right in your face comms. This wasn't like a deep dig where you had to go and turn over a lot of rocks and push the right buttons and open the right doors to see. This was telling you, this is, they understand everyone's concerns, and they understand that, but they understand our angst and our wanting things to carry on and to get on with it, and to just blow the whole thing up. But they're also reassuring us that it's being done in as fast as they can and the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to blow the whole operation towards the end, They've gone this far so systematically. you don't want to blow it, It's like, you make the steel and there's no time, there's, the clock's going down 3, 2, 1, and you don't want to blow the layup.
Right.
You want to make sure you make the layup, you win, and you don't go home.
And I thought which was good is I thought that the panda represents China going down, because panda is always China, and Tammy thinks the same. Tammy Johnson.
Absolutely.
And also saw Scott McKay talking about that February 1st that he had a guest on that was talking about the dismantling of the CCP, and how that's happening under Xi, and that Xi and Putin and Trump and the Indian Prime Minister are all working together to drain the swamp. And so Tammy, I love what you did here, Tammy. She was wondering if maybe this being Freedom Day, that maybe done in 30 starts, today. So definitely a possibility, because we don't really know. We don't really know when done in 30 is or whatever. So it's good to just kind of speculate based on some information that we have.
That's the hardest point. That's the hardest part about this whole operation is knowing the next, when it's going to be done, when things are going to happen. But I also thought the panda on its back and sliding down the hill is symbolic of the CCP being on its back and helpless, and gravity taking it down.
And also stopped as well. Stopped.
Yeah, and then the snowball rolling. The snowball has started. They've mentioned that in the drops a lot. And I kind of looked at the panda rolling as a snowball rolling down the hill. When he did the last part. So, and I did some, wherever they made a camera change, like where it clipped and then he was in a different spot, I did some timestamps on those too, and they were pretty good. But I think we got the general gist. And then the other thing that people went to was that Seth Rich was known as the Panda on his social media accounts.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
And we all know what the panda, represents, all the way back to the church fire, where the panda was in the church fire and the panda eyes for the children.
Yep.
There's a lot of symbolism with the panda.
Yeah, the panda eyes, and also what's her name? Lady Gaga does a lot of the panda eyes, and she was, she sang at the inauguration, and just that all's being stopped. We're not doing that anymore. Not doing that anymore. Just not gonna happen. So some symbology there, and also let me go to Scavino's. By the way, before we 51, did we need to see anything else other than 51? There's 212.
I did 51, and then I did 15, and I mirrored it.
Oh, 15, good. Yeah, let's mirror that, and also 212. Come on now, what's going on?
And a lot of this, if I remember right, some of these posts were also saying to make sure that you document everything offline. So
right.
I think if you do have a remaining account of any kind of social media, in fact, I did it today. I made the hard copy on a thumb drive of my Facebook account and all the things I wanted to save there.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be prudent for everyone, since we may be approaching the time when everything's taken out. If you want to save your information, to go ahead and do that at your earliest convenience, if you want to save it.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And to save your Facebook, save your save your. You can access your information. You could download your information, and
it takes a little time too. So if you're gonna do it, I recommend doing it before you go to bed and just leaving your computer in the mode it needs to be in, because it took I think I started mine at maybe 3 in the morning, and I think around 8 in the morning it was done.
So I just took people. If you saw, guys, I went to my Facebook. I went into this thing up here, right? I think. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me back it out.
Actually, I lied. I had Cindy do it because she's better with technology than me.
So if you go up here, to account, and you go to let me see, settings and privacy. Let me see what takes us there. Settings. Go to settings. Then you can go down to. Let me see. I got there a different way. Oh, your Facebook information. Your Facebook information here. Okay. Under general, under security and login, your Facebook information. Then you go here, and then you can view your information by category, transfer a copy of photos or videos, download your information. I went there and I just downloaded all of my data, HTML, media quality high, and then I hit create a file. Then it says a copy of your information is being created, and they'll let you know when it's ready to download. So just FYI, it's a great reminder, Todd, to do that. And let me take us to
Dave,
yeah.
while you're in there, you also want to do your off Facebook Everyone should be doing that.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that. If I back out of,
Go back out just to settings,
okay.
and then it's underneath your activity log.
Okay, I see activity log right here.
It says off Facebook activity. Just click on that.
Oh, off Facebook. Okay.
And then it will show a whole bunch of icons. That's where they have actually accessed your information as far as what you have visited outside of Facebook, apps, websites.
Yeah.
And then you want to clear your history.
Okay. Okay.
And then go to your manage your off Facebook activity. This is good for everybody because I've had several people ask me about this. So
Okay.
It's good that we're...
I had to, so I got to re-enter my password, but I have to not do this now because it's hooked up to my Restream, but I'll figure it out a little bit later. But that's
right.
that's
if
good.
If anybody has questions, they can text me again.
Cool.
I did a post on it last week.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's important to get. So get your activity. Like if I didn't have all my YouTube videos backed up, and I'm sure I don't have them all, but I think I do actually. I think I do. And Eric helped me with that, and got a lot of my backups done, and sent. He put them on a hard drive for me, and then I have a bunch backed up. So I think we have everything. So it really boils down to backing up your stuff. 17 drop 15, the mirror of 51. There are more good people than bad. The wizards and warlocks, inside term, will not allow another satanic evil POS control our country. Realize Soros, Clinton's, Obama, Putin, etc. are all controlled by three families. The fourth was removed post-Trump's victory. That was Saudi Arabia. Remember, guys, Soros, Clinton's, Obama, all connected through Miramar. Not Miramar. Myanmar, yeah. 11-3, Podesta indicted. 11-6, Huma indicted. Manafort was placed into Trump's camp as well as others. The corruption that will come out is so serious that deals must be cut for people to walk away. Otherwise, 70% of elected politicians would be in jail. You're seeing it already begin. Christie had a deputy sheriff that was arrested today on child pedophilia. You guys had somebody there in Illinois that was arrested and got life in prison for human trafficking. We're seeing these go down left and right. A deep cleaning is occurring, and the prevention and defense of pure evil is occurring on a daily basis. They never thought they were going to lose control of the presidency. Not just the Dems, and they thought they had control since making past mistakes, JFK and Reagan. Good speed, Patriots. P.S. Soros is targeted. And Soros is going to be discovered as who he really is. And 212, holy shit, all the president's past tweets making that reference. Musk, you magnificent bastard, Q read your book. Do you believe in coincidences? That was off the 212 mirror.
Yep.
And that was from your Rommel, right?
Yes.
And Patton.
Yes,
Patton.
That came from George S. Patton when he was surveying the battlefield and he saw a move that Rommel was making, and he said, "You magnificent bastard! I read your book."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because he knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
So he used it against him. See, it's
Yeah.
all about Sun Tzu. It's the art of war.
Yep.
It's all of this is tied together.
Yes. Yes. And how interesting that Musk is playing into the news.
Yeah. Well, he's related to the stock, the GameStop stock, and he's also been pushing Bitcoin, which to me is going to be a very interesting thing.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
I've thought this for a while now. I thought that, and this is why I haven't gotten involved in Bitcoin, is because I think Bitcoin was a way to pay for things on the dark web.
That's kind of how it started.
The anonymity of it also allows for money laundering.
Right.
When you have some place where you can go and just, purchase Bitcoin and not have to prove where the money came from, I think it's been a very nefarious thing, and I think that's going to come out. So and this is just my thought, folks, and you can take it or leave it, but I can't see the existence of Bitcoin alongside a gold or silver-backed currency once this is all over.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't leave much room for having a kind of a make-believe currency out there.
Right.
So I'm not giving advice, like I always say, but my personal feeling is I wouldn't be within 10 miles of it. And I know a lot of people have made money, so I mean, whatever. It's everything is up to you. You have all the information that I have in front of me, but I would much rather be in a solid asset at this point.
Right. I think I know where you're coming from on that, and I know that with an asset-backed currency, this is the assets are going to be the currency, right? The silver, the gold, what have you. I think that the Bitcoin, I don't think it'll be as strong, but I think there'll be a place for it. And but I just don't know how much I would bet my life on it. Now Scavino had another tweet today. Have you seen this?
What's that, Dave? I didn't.
Have you seen Scavino's other tweet?
Yeah, that came actually 6 minutes after the one last night at 1 a.m. I caught that one too.
Yeah.
Wasn't that at 1:06 with President Trump as like a cartoon?
Yep. I'm going to play that for us.
That's a pretty straightforward message.
Yeah, right? Now, if there's sound on here, I apologize, folks, but that won't affect our won't affect us negatively. Not having the sound. Yeah, that's awesome. So Todd, that's 36 seconds.
Yep.
And it was at 1:06.
Yeah, if it was at 1:07, I would have been really interested.
I know, right?
1:07.
Yep. And so 1:06, and what was the length on that?
Do your 1:06. Do 16. You get rid of the 0.
Right. And
do 61 and 6:01. And then the length of the video, and then the reverse.
Yeah.
And then there's some that branch off of that also, and timestamps and the blue numbers. I think there's a real clear one. It's like 73 or something, and I'm just going off the top of my head.
This is, and then we do 6:01, the mirror. 6:01, and then 36. 36 and
63.
63.
Yeah, I just mirror everything and drop the zero.
Yeah. So let's start with 601. Snowden, how's Russia? Almost time. A lot of communication about Russia and what's going on there. 106 is down. Remember what Q said there, waiting for this. Whatever's happening, it's happening now. Archive everything. That backs up what we were just saying. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Pun intended, by the way.
Yes.
They cut the feed trying to shut him down. Remember what Q said. They were waiting for this. Whatever's happening is happening now. Archive everything. Nothing is a coincidence. We are at war. Saudi Arabia cut the strings. They are scrambling for cover and using any means necessary out of their remaining power control. God bless. 63.
I thought important to note there was remaining power and control.
Yeah, that's a good point, because obviously they can turn the light on in a room, right? Or they can do certain things. But
right,
that was also, Todd. That was whatever remaining power.
Implies that a lot of it has been taken away.
Yeah. Because a lot of it had been taken away. This was November 5th, 2017. So how much power have they had since then? Right?
Yeah, because if you look at I call it the tour of submission. Basically, if you look at when President Trump did all his travels.
Yeah.
And all of the submissions happened. That happened very early in the ball game.
It did. And Obama tried to undo it all. And we've gone down that thread before. It's an amazing thread when Trump traveled around the world and he got all the leaders to capitulate and submit to what was happening. 63, to those watching, you know who you are. You have a choice to make. You can stand up and do what you know to be right, or you can suffer the consequences of your previous actions. Make no mistake, you are on the losing side. The choice is yours. If you decide to take down the posts online and the net, we will be ready.
This kind of goes along with your opening statement.
Yeah.
When you were talking about, you want to get a Tesla, or you want to have money, and you want to have all the things that you might possibly think you're going to get for having this job at YouTube, banning people like us.
Yep.
There's going to be a comeuppance, and now would be the chance to make things right, or at least make the right step towards making things right.
Yeah.
And because the deeper you go, I guarantee you, the deeper you go with this, the more punishment's coming your way.
Oh, hell yeah. And
because we know everything.
Yep. Yeah. The other thing about that is that when you think about how you're going to be remembered, you're going to either be remembered trying to convince everybody that you did nothing wrong when the world will know you did, and so you're either going to be remembered trying to weasel your way out of accountability, or you can be known as, I realize what I did was wrong. I apologized. I begged forgiveness, and I told them everything I knew. And
I think that's a lot of things are happening right now with the deals being cut.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of these people involved are not stupid.
Right. Right.
They might have been corrupted, they might have been blackmailed, they might have been put in a bad situation and might have had very limited options from what they thought. Some of it was probably just the deals that they made because of money, but a lot of it was probably also, like I said, through more nefarious means. Now's the time to actually come out and, find a legitimate person in the military and spill the beans.
Yeah.
And try to make it right. and a lot of these people won't do it, but I guarantee you there's a lot that will. Depending on how deep you're in it, a lot of times 17's been talking, and he's been talking directly to people listening, so I'm talking to people that are going to be listening.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just say it, right now is an important time in your life. If you make the right decision now and come clean and try to help and be a part of the solution, you're going to have a lot better chance of coming out of this than to continue down the road you're on.
Yep.
So make your choice. Make a good one.
Yeah. Yep. Because the world is watching, and everything is permanent. Please refer back. This is 61. And collect my crumbs. As discussed, we've anticipated the Twitter and other social media blackouts. Rogue agents, programmers, per sealed federal orders, we quickly tracked and reinstated. Expect outages periodically, infiltrated. If this doesn't signal what I've been saying, I don't know what will. So expect outages periodically, folks. Have we seen that around the world? Okay. We've anticipated the Twitter and other social media blackouts, meaning they've been down and they've also blacked out, so many of us. Hold on one sec. Where is 16? I'm missing 16 here. 16.
Yeah, so you can see.
Okay.
You can see how direct they are.
Yeah.
Right now, these comms are direct.
Absolutely.
And they even have President Trump with his hand on the Bible being sworn in. Trump wins.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The Scavinos. Yeah.
How much clearer does it need to be? And they have the part where he's sitting there and they mess his hair up, so they're actually screwing around having fun. They know they've won. I'm
showing it again, bud. He's respecting the military. He's dancing.
Yes.
He's allowing them to make him look stupid because he's making them look stupid. And he's got his hand on a real Bible with Melania. And then he's talking to Schumer, who turns into a clown. He, shows all his people at his rally, and then he hugs the flag which he loves. How cool is that? Right?
Very straightforward, to the point.
Yeah. And the red tie at one point was all that there was. Red won. What?
Well, have you seen Joe Biden wear a red tie?
No.
Nope. He's always wearing stripes or some kind of weird, purple or, blue or, it just.
Yep.
It's not even him.
No.
It's.
So.
It's a good movie, but it's, I'm ready for it to be over.
I feel you, man. Hey, so here's the thing, Todd. Get the popcorn. Friday and Saturday will deliver on the MAGA promise. POTUS knows he must clean house government in order to free up and demonstrate who has authority in order to pass important legislation. This was always the priority. Remember, AG Sessions cannot look like an impartial player that is out to get all former Obama team members, as we need him for other important work. All will come into focus, and for anyone to think POTUS is not in control is kidding themselves. Also, he's 100% insulated with zero risk of impeachment. Fact. Todd, why would they, first of all videos, well, hold on a second. I want to get back to that. But at 1:06 a.m. is when they did this. Okay? 1:06 a.m. we drop the 0 and you have 16. It's leading us directly to this from a Dan Scavino post, and they're telling us, okay, all will come into focus, and for anyone to think POTUS is not in control, they're not talking about Biden, is kidding themselves. Also, he's 100% insulated with zero risk of impeachment. Fact. What are they discussing? Impeachment. Okay? Zero risk. Again. Okay? And then we got 36, because that's the length of it. And remember, Scavino, 17, could have posted this at any time. At any time, could have posted this, that little cartoon, okay? But no, he had to do it at 1:06 a.m. And look what popped up.
Yeah, it's a hell of a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being with the subject matter of both posts along with the timestamps,
yeah.
It's like if you decode, I mean, I don't do it for a living because I'm not really making a living at it, but
right.
If that was your job to do decodes, and that's what I kind of just specialized in recently, in the last year.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more square between the eyes than that.
No.
It's almost like handing you the note, saying, this
exactly.
is what we mean, dummy.
And let's go to the length of time of the actual video. Not just the timestamp, which we just read you, but the length of time, 36 seconds. Military intelligence. No media, no leaks. How many military generals have been in and out of White House in the past 30 days? Focus on Flynn, background and potential role. What is the common denominator in terms of military backgrounds close to POTUS? Why did Soros transfer the bulk of his public funds to an NPO? Basically, a nonprofit organization. Why is this relevant? Who owes a lot to very bad actors? How can she repay as payment was made under promise of victory? We're talking about Hillary. What cash payments occurred by Barack Obama during the last 90 days of his presidency to foreign states and or organizations? Iran, Pakistan. What slush fund did AG Sessions through the Department of Justice put an end to? Slush fund AG Sessions, Todd, was that it was a foreign thing, so that you couldn't give money to foreign players, I think. How does Soros, Obama, Clinton, Holder, Lynch, etc. all net many millions of dollars normally within a single tax year? What was negotiated on the tarmac between Bill Clinton and Lynch? That was the Supreme Court seat.
Yeah, the SCOTUS seat.
If they dropped the Hillary investigation. Remember, it was expected HRC was going to win during this time period. What if the Wizards and Warlocks, which is a second post, tipped off a local reporter as to the supposed unscheduled stop? What if the NSA, under the personal direction from Admiral Rogers, had this meeting miscategorized and logged under a false identity to prevent bad actors from locating, while also verifying to said players all was clear, no logs? Specifically, they knew that this meeting was going to occur. Admiral Rogers of the NSA tapped the call, the conversation, right, which was in person. So how they got it, through the phones or through whatever, and then miscategorized it so they couldn't find it and erase it. Okay, that's brilliant, right? What really happened when the Wizards and Warlocks revealed what they had? Was Comey forced into the spotlight shortly thereafter, not by choice? Right before the election, no doubt, which would cast suspicion, right?
Yep.
So Comey having to come out and say what he said about Hillary was the difference probably in the election. When he said that we're still going to investigate, or she hasn't been found to be I forget exactly what he said, but basically
Yeah,
it didn't hurt.
and then
It didn't help her.
in categorizing it as a matter.
Yes, yes. Was Comey, so right before the election, no doubt, which would cast suspicion? These are crumbs, and you cannot imagine the full and complete picture. If Trump failed, if we failed, and HRC assumed control, I shudder to think. We as patriots were prepared to do the unthinkable. This was leaked internally and kept the delegate recount scam and Barack Obama from declaring fraud. Dig deeper, missing critical points to paint the full picture. There is simply no other way than to use the military. It's that corrupt and dirty. Please be safe and pray for those in harm's way as they continually protect and serve our great country. Beautiful. And
it would have been a military coup at that time.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And you could imagine what the country would have done at that time.
Exactly. They would have flipped out. It would not been pretty. Now, somebody asked, do we see a civil war taking place? No, I don't see a civil war at all.
Not now.
Not now. Yeah, David, the 26th second of the Scavino videos, Schumer is a clown. Yes.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you're telling me that because you've looked up 26 and found something. And, oh, by the way, there was one other thing that I found. I'll have to go back to it. But number 26 was, think about it logically. The only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread. Once 11.3 verifies this first marker, biggest advance drop on posts online. Now, let me go back to where I found.
Well, you'll have to invert that too.
Yes, thank you. Let me go back here.
Because if you notice, we went to 61 and 16 already. So now that we're going to 26 and 62, the numbers are starting to work. They're correlating.
Yep. Okay, and that goes to 62. Highly recommend someone take all my crumbs and put in a massive dump, a single shot. This will be considered the biggest inside-approved dump in American history. They are beginning to understand, as Podesta's attorney was just notified. All my dumps are being recorded, but again, it doesn't matter. Alice in Wonderland. Where is Barack Obama today? This was when he was it Saudi Arabia, I believe. November 2nd, 2017. We don't know where he is now. But one of the things I went to had Chuck Schumer in it. And I think it was it 262? Because of the mirrored numbers here. Let me see. 262. Red Stringer 25th. Hussein Red Video 27th. Response. Hussein in Asia on 28th. Post Stringer. So he was in Asia, I think, during that time. Analyze coincidence, more than one meaning. Hussein read indictments, variables, think circle, expand your thinking, take multiple paths, one connects to another, learn to read the map. The map is the key. Find the keystone. What holds everything together? The keystone.
Yeah, that came up. I was doing another dig today on Apache.
Yeah.
because that's been something that I was actually watching the stock market today, and Apache went underneath, and I knew it was a listed company. And that actually came up on the Q drop, and it had Keystone in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of tied things together a little bit.
This was 757, another mirror in the stamps, and that is warning EU possible car attack 72 strike package B7V warning UK imminent chatter X-ray 7 Q Delta. Also drops an ID of 00000, and then we could go to 90.
That's been a serious ID number, that all white zeros.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time they drop, it's been really, really strong.
Yep. Okay, we just need Q to come back and confirm now. Confirmed classified HRC Q.
HRCQ, huh?
Well, HRC is Clinton, and then finished it with Q.
Oh, the way you said that, it was.
Sorry.
I was thinking
yeah.
they were going to bring HCQ back, which is also another thing that I think they're setting the stage for.
Oh, the HCQ.
Yep. Because there's been some releases of information on the HCQ actually not being harmful and actually helping, you know.
Well, that's the American Medical Journal came out and said that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then
which is going to expose the medical community for negligence.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's another big shoe to drop is, you know, they got to go after these hospitals and administrators.
Yep.
That did the money grab and actually forced a lot of these people on the ventilators, which they knew wouldn't work.
Exactly. The post 9, which is the 90 reversed, is a lot about the Dems losing the black population, KKK, Byrd, HRC's mentor. What happens if the truth about Haiti is released? Do Dems lose majority of the vote? Through the looking glass. They rely on the MSM to keep the narrative going. But that's going bye-bye. That's going bye-bye. There was a let me do this. Let me just pull up CS because that was the one I found, and there's going to be a lot of CS. That's not going to work, I don't think. But it basically went to Chuck Schumer.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that when I was going through it too. I did all this stuff, and then I went on to the next thing on my computer, so I deleted it. But
yeah,
it was, you know, I pretty much remembered where it went.
So I'm trying to find it because it was significant because Schumer was in there, but I lost the way I found it. And so
Chucky's been screaming pretty loud lately, and those who scream the loudest are probably next on the list.
Yep. Exactly.
Little Chucky.
Yep.
Crying Chuck. He's gonna have a bad comeuppance.
Yep. Why aren't you guys with me here? What the hell happened? Oh, okay.
I'm not watching, so I can't keep you in line, Dave.
For somehow I lost everybody. On hold on, let me try something.
Hey, I did. Susan Schneider just sent me a messenger, and it said it talked about Trump with wearing the glasses.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That was very odd because, you know, he's known to have perfect vision. So.
Yeah, that was very very odd.
Is that like a Clark Kent reference, you know?
Maybe.
Making him look like he's weak and no threat, and then he's gonna, and that had to do with the messing up of the hair too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of making him look like, well, now he's not important. He's not the president anymore.
Is it
kind of making him look like Clark Kent, and now it's time for him to tear off the suit and reveal who he really is?
I wonder. Yeah, I like where you're going with that. And I also like. Let's take another look at it. Let me see.
Because I thought that was very odd when I first saw it. It was like, what? He's wearing glasses?
Right. I'm having trouble getting back to that. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Where'd it go? Where did he go? Where did Scavino go? Is this from Day One? Trumpet's account is suspended.
Yeah.
Here's Scavino, and here's the picture, which or the glasses. That's at 12 seconds. I wonder if it might have something to do with 2020. 11 seconds in. For about 3 seconds. Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to dig into that, guys. If you have any thoughts, please let us know, and I'll go to the chat and see what you guys are saying about it. We are up to let's see, 20. We're up 20 over 2,700 on 3 platforms. Let's see.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Cindy just was reviewing the video, and oddly enough, she stopped it at one point, and when President Trump is dancing,
yeah,
he looks exactly like John Bolton.
I just sent it in show chat.
Okay.
I mean, it's
okay, I'll check that out.
It's a great John Bolton.
By the way, Azure Hope, I don't believe we're going into a civil war, because it's just we are too many on the side of right, and I don't foresee.
And all the posts that talked about the infiltration of Antifa and BLM.
Yeah.
That's their soldiers right now. I mean, it's not going to be your neighbor down the street, your Democrat neighbor that really loved Joe Biden that's going to grab his gun and start a revolution. It's going to be like Antifa and BLM.
Yeah. It's going to be...
They're infiltrated, they've already taken the MS-13s out. So what kind of an army are you talking about in a civil war? You got the military from the United States Army.
Yeah.
Or against who?
Well, yeah, against a bunch of soy lattes.
Against the YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel good about our odds.
I feel really good about our odds. I don't see Bolton. I could see a little Bolton there. I could see a little John Bolton there. Maybe Michael Bolton too. I'm not sure.
I thought I got John really good on that when I looked at it. I blew it up.
Yeah,
damn.
I don't know why he'd want to be making himself look like John Bolton though.
Well, if Bolton was a good guy.
That would be a stretch for me, considering how much he's sent us to war. Looking
Right.
Glass. People are saying Looking Glass. That's how they've seen into the future, guys. Is Project Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what the glasses mean.
yeah, the keystone is the locking stone of the arch. Porta potty peeper.
And then there's your Keystone Cops. I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
look at it on everything.
Oh,
You know,
there.
I don't-
Oh, dude, everyone's saying that maybe the glasses are the Looking Glass.
is looking through the glasses.
Yeah, Looking Glass. I love it, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry I was a little slow on the uptick there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. You guys are too smart for me. You are the show. You should be the host. Um,
Well, at least the technical guy.
yeah, yeah, definitely. We definitely need somebody. Um, let's see. What's up with messing up the hair? Jimmy Fallon had said, "Hey, can I touch your hair?" And he kind of did it. You know. Yeah. Yeah, because everyone thought his hair was fake, so he let him do it. It takes a village. Yes, it does. And Keystone Pipeline could be the Keystone. Here's a great thing about the Keystone Pipeline, guys, and also obviously Pennsylvania is the Keystone State as well. Yes, Carol, is that the Keystone Pipeline? Here's the thing. Uh, I mentioned this right away. I know this industry inside and out, and that is the Keystone Pipeline was bringing the oil sands oil down from Alberta into the Midwest of the United States, and it was going to be going to refineries. You have to have a pretty specific refinery to be able to turn oil sands into gasoline, and so this was going to take this oil to those refineries. And because Biden jumped on the Keystone Pipeline, again, folks, think about this. Is the Keystone Pipeline such a horrendous environmental disaster that he has to make it one of his top 10 executive orders in the middle of a pandemic? Really? Is that a high priority? Yes, it's a high priority. Why? Because there are two people that own the railways to the west coast of Canada, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. We know where Gates stands. Where does Buffett stand? Well, Buffett donated, I want to say in the 50s millions of dollars to Biden's campaign. This was I told you I'd do this. I'm doing this for you because their stock in those railways goes up, and those railways are going to take the oil to the west coast of Canada, and then it'll be on a ship to China. So that's why that was such a high priority. So the Keystone Pipeline is a big exposure of Biden to not only China, but to his donors, and also, obviously his ridiculous executive order on not being allowed to call the CV the China virus. Are you serious? Why don't you treat us more like children? So it's absolutely absurd, and so this is just exposure, right? It's really exposure. Biden is not in control of our military. Whoever they are that's saying it, they're lying to you. Why won't China buy oil from Russia? China and Russia have an oil deal. They've had an oil deal for quite some time. They actually went around the U.S. dollar. All oil around the world was being bought with U.S. dollars. That's why they call it the petrodollar. The only thing propping up the U.S. dollar is our economy, but primarily the fact that it's dollars, because you have to use U.S. dollars to pay for oil around the world, unless you're Gaddafi, who was going to do oil for gold with India. Okay, we couldn't have that, could we? So what did we do? We came, we saw, we killed. Okay, that was Hillary and Gaddafi, right?
Yeah, that would have opened the Middle East up for actually to have their own banking system.
Absolutely. And a gentleman by the name of Hussein, Saddam Hussein, was going to sell oil from Iraq based on the euro. And we couldn't have that either. So what did we do? We went in and took care of that business. That was all about money and banking, folks. It had nothing to do with anything other than that. Yeah. Yeah, Biden isn't even in control of Biden. Guys, he's not even in control of his bladder, okay? This is a man that has no control. Let's see. How do they transport sand through a pipeline? They don't. What they do is they steam there's oil sand in a rock, and they steam it, hit it with steam. The oil separates from the rock, and then they take the oil and the water, and then they vapor off the water, and you're left with the oil. And then to get it through a pipeline, you have to put what's called a I'm forgetting what they use. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it makes it soft and slurry versus hard, and so they use that and they send it through the pipeline, and then they vapor that off once it gets to the refinery, and then send that back. Yeah.
That's an incredible thing what they do with, like, even fracking, how they have the different weights of mud. You know, they actually have to have such a viscosity level to it, depending on what they're fracking from.
Yeah.
To get the most oil out of it. It's an amazing thing how they have to, pump the mud in basically to push the oil out and to be able to grab it.
Right.
It's just crazy how they recover.
Yeah.
Just every bit they can get now.
Yeah, John, you're right. It's bitumen. It's actually not even oil. It's called bitumen, and it's it's very thick. It's very thick and gooey. Could the railways be a major player in trafficking too? Another reason why he had to stop the Keystone. Christina, that's a good guess. There's just not a lot of trafficking coming out of the Canadian oil sands, but certainly out of Calgary could be a lot of people out of Calgary and Edmonton that would be on the way to the oil sands to the coast.
The DUMs are everywhere. So, and I know Canadian.
Yep, that's true.
Canada's pretty well known for having their own DUMs.
Yeah. Susie Snedhead says, my man is in fracking, worries daily. I tell him, hold the line. Yeah, you'll be good. Don't worry about it. It only get too far. Todd, I wanted to talk briefly about the vaccines. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that word, but oh boy. Just that we were talking about earlier, and that we're looking at, we don't think the military got the bad one. We think they were given something else. We don't know what everyone's getting. We don't know if the people that are having adverse reactions are having adverse reactions. Are they actors because they didn't give them the bad thing, or are they giving them the bad vaccine because there are some people that are just, they got to clamor for it. They have to have it because they think that the only way out of this thing is with a vax. So I just wanted to say, well, our recommendation is, we can't make recommendations. We can't make medical recommendations. But what I'm going to do is I'm not getting that shot ever. One, because it's two of them are mRNA, and it literally changes your DNA. And because of all the other junk in it, and because of the fact that you can survive this thing very easily. And so that's to me. I don't need anything. I don't need anything else.
And the studies of the mRNA vaccination shots.
Yeah.
If you look back at the research, none of the animals have survived it.
The mNRA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it, in a way, it makes your RNA receptacles, and this, I'm not a scientist, but it basically gives it a message, gives your body a message that the wrong message, so that if you run into CV, which exists everywhere, it makes it so that your immune system does not attack it. And then you have a cytokine storm, which overloads your own immune system overloads, and that is kind of what you're seeing happening in Italy. Is when the blood coagulates, so your immune system's actually used against you.
And that's when it gets scary, when they're starting to mess with your body and how your body responds to things like this. That's when it gets really, really scary, because this is, you're messing with nature, you're messing with God, you're messing with what is actually what our body is actually supposed to do.
Right.
And you're changing those
and
things.
That's probably the scariest part of this movie that we don't know enough about.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I can tell you what, if they say that this is a movie,
Yeah.
and in movies you see people get blown up and shot, and then it's acting.
Right.
But I don't know. I can't confirm. I can't sit here, just me on my couch saying, spouting off facts. I can't say what's in the shot.
Right.
I can't tell you where this is going. But they better have a plan for this.
Yeah.
I know that personally I won't get it, and it's not happening here. So, but like I said, I can't see going through this whole plan and then having everybody line up for the shot, and then
Right.
unless that was unless the whole thing was a psyop to make us all herd into one direction. But they could have easily done that, I think, by doing a gun grab under another administration. Just
Mm-hmm.
let Hillary win and continue on with their plan. So you've got to think there's a force for good and there's a force for evil, and I think I know which is which.
And I think too that I think that there are going to be casualties in any revolution, in any war, and that there certainly, this will be no exception. But I think they've done all that they can to make sure that there's as few of casualties as possible. and that's our view on that. Like, if they are sending a message with the vax, how are they doing it? Why are they doing it? People were clamoring for it. Think about all the people that have to have it, and they're trying to figure out how they can get it. They don't think like we do. They're not asking for the insert. They're not saying, tell me about this mRNA. Tell me about the history of it. Tell me what it's going to do to me. Tell me about the formaldehyde. Tell me about the preservatives. Tell me about the fact that once I get this, why can I still get it? And so I have to still wear a mask and still social distance. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me why you're suppressing HCQ and ivermectin. Tell me why you haven't talked once about strengthening your immune system. Tell me, ask questions, guys. Just ask questions. And when you don't have the answers, that is a red flag. That's a huge red flag. By the way, Todd, I love this photo of the White House South. Look at his office. Look at the Oval Office South here. This is President Donald John Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And isn't that something?
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Yes. That's amazing. So, you know what, dude? I gotta roll, and we've covered quite a bit tonight. And I just want to say I'm avoiding the shot, and I think that's a good path to take until we learn more about it. If you're for that kind of thing, but I'll never take it. Why? Because I don't trust pharma. And I don't trust them, especially when it's something that's completely, curable.
Yeah, I saw a meme or something that said, "Why would you trust a known eugenicist with your life?"
Yeah.
And they were talking about Bill Gates. It's like, it's so black and white, such an easy decision. I'll take my risk with the flu, with the cold, with whatever, the China virus. I trust my immune system. I do what I can to make it strong. And that's where I'm heading. So to each their own.
Yep. I will second that and say good night, and let's do a prayer together if you so choose to join us, folks. Dear Lord in heaven, Father, Jesus Christ, thank you for all that you've given us. Thank you for the compassion, the joy, the curiosity to find the truth of what we are about here on this planet. We'd like to especially thank you for President Trump and his family. Thank you for the Q team and all the Anons, the autists, the keyboard warriors, the Snedeheads that are diligently pursuing truth, diligently sharing truth, diligently connecting with each other, like minds that are seeking this truth and making connections that will last a lifetime. And we ask you to watch over all those who are having a difficult time right now. Please, an extra special care for those boots on the ground that are doing the difficult things to rid this planet of this cabal, this war of good versus evil. We ask you, Jesus Christ, in your name, thy will be done, to watch over us and take care of humanity. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Good night, Snedeheads. Love y'all. Hang in there. Stay in your foxholes.
Awesome.
Hold the line, everybody. Hold the line.
Hold the line. Good night, my dear. Good night, my friend. You guys
Good night.
rock. Love you much. Good night, guys. Discord, we'll do that. Please share this out and go subscribe to YouTube so that we can get up over 1,000 because they knocked us down by 200. All right, love you all. Be well. Good night.